Welcome to fengshuiandprosper.com. It's Sabrina here, and today I want to talk about feng shui and business. I have clients who come to me, either they're already in business or they're thinking about going into business, and they're unsure about which path that they should be taking. Now, for one thing, not everyone is suited to be self-employed or to have their own business, and how you determine this is by your Chinese astrological chart, which is your bazi in Mandarin or chee in Cantonese. If you don't currently have your own business and you're wanting to go into one and you're not sure if this is the right decision to make, I highly recommend taking a look at your Chinese astrological chart, because what you need to look at is the direct wealth or in the indirect wealth star. If you have these stars in your chart, if you have the direct wealth star, it tells us that you're more suited to being a salaried person, to be employed by a company, to always have like a steady income coming in. But if you have the indirect wealth star, then it tells us as practitioners then that you are more suited to having your own business, that you have the necessary skills and the necessary luck to succeed in business. Now, I always say to my clients that the Bachelor Chart, it's all about potential energy. It doesn't mean that everything is set in stone. So if you're thinking about going into business, but you look at your chart and you don't have any indirect wealth luck in there, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go into business. It just means that it's very likely that you're going to go through more obstacles than other people, and the success is a further reach for you. It's not impossible. Obviously, from a feng shui perspective, you want to make sure that feng shui-wise, you're supported to get more success. And let's say if you partner up with someone, then hopefully your business partner would have what is lacking in your chart. Not just in terms of the indirect wealth star, but also in terms of what's your favorable element and all that. It's a little bit deeper in terms of decoding your bazi chart, but those are generally what I look for when my clients come and say, "Hey, Sabrina, I'm sick and tired of working for someone. I have some business ideas, but I'm not sure what to do." Other insights that the bazi can tell you is if you want to go into business, what kind of industry you need to be in, or you should be in, if you want to go with the flow as opposed to swimming against the current. You know what I mean? Why would you want to go against the current when you don't need to? And also, so the bazi chart will give us very good insight as to what are the best elements for you, right? In feng shui, we have 5 elements: the fire, metal, wood, water, and earth. And every chart, there are certain elements that work well for us and certain elements don't. So let's say if your best element is fire and you want to have your own business, then fire industries that you can get yourself involved in are, let's say, media and entertainment, metaphysical businesses, spiritually based businesses, the beauty industry, food and beverage, more food like restaurant business and things like that. That would be fire. Metal, if metal is your strongest element, then you can go into mining, you can go into banking, jewelry making businesses, let's say. If water is your best element, then you're looking at travel industry, import and export, sales related industries where there's a lot of traveling, a lot of moving around, things like that. Earth element industries would be insurance, construction, and then wood element industries would be agriculture, teaching and training, printing, and things like that. Obviously, I'm not giving you an exhaustive list here, but just to give you an idea that your best elements would not only be tell us what industries you have more success in, you'll also have more fun in. When I found this concept and I look back into my career choices, the ones that I just had so much fun and so much ease in were the ones where they were my best element. So that's another thing where the paht can be a really good tool for you to decide, if you're in a career path, fork in the road there, and you're trying to figure out what you should do. The paht can give you a lot of clarification on that. Now, in terms of Feng Shui for business, my corporate and retail clients have been misled by a lot of Feng Shui myths out there, diluted Feng Shui information that they only have one money corner. That's not true, because if you Feng Shui properly, you can have up to 3 money corners, just depending on the layout. Because if one money corner is a storeroom, then there's nothing much we can do. But that definitely gives us a little bit more possibilities in terms of how to use Feng Shui to boost it up. And once you plot these properly, let's say if you're in a retail space, then obviously you want to have your cash register in a money spot. You want your front door in a money spot. If you have, let's say, a water cooler, you want that in a money spot. If that direction can see water, which is another thing water placement is another topic that I'll cover in a different video. But that is the interaction that would be what I would recommend before you go into business. And if you already have a business, obviously you want to make sure that the Feng Shui serves and supports that space. But if you have, let's say, a big business decision that you can foresee yourself making, date selection would be great. And based on your Chinese astrological chart, we can pick the best months and even the best day for you to, let's say, sign important contracts, when you should go all out in your marketing, when you should lie low and not make any big decisions. So, some people will say, well, aren't you limiting yourself? Well, in a sense, yes. But why would you be, like I said, why would you want to go against the current when you don't need to, right? If you can afford planning your business strategies that way, then you're lining yourself up with more potential for success, right? It makes sense. Anyway, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in terms of business and Feng Shui. And if there's any other topics that you'd like me to talk about next time, feel free to email me. I'm at Sabrina@fengshuiandprosper.com. And hopefully I'll hear you, and you have a great one.